Hey guys, today I got another deck review for you, and this one's going to be for the new blue Bicycle Dragonback deck. This just came out. Most of you are familiar with the original Dragonback deck that was red, came out last year. The box is right here. And as soon as I saw that these were available, I immediately ordered a couple of them. I'm not sure if they're going to be available at Target like the last ones were for all of you US residents. But I ordered mine from the oneeyejack.com, and I'll put a link in the description. It's a great website, and you get lots of really cool decks there. So first, talk about the box. Not much has changed really, except the color scheme from the last box. You have the mirrored image of the dragons on the front. There's a little D right there. It says Dragonback. One side says "Come to Play," bicyclecards.com. Air cushion finish, made in the USA. On the bottom, you got just standard barcode and a little information. On the top, it says standard size, and I think it says playing cards. It's covered up by the seal. And then we get into the back design. And I'll talk about this real quick because it's basically the same as the last one. Now, most people think this is a mirrored back, but it is actually a one-way back. A lot of people don't see that. Because every single dragon actually has different eyes. And I'm not kidding on this. I've looked into it before. So if you're really close to detail, you can tell that it's a one-way back, and it's very, very subtle, almost basically as subtle as the Dr. Leon deck, which I've also done a review for. But that's one thing I loved about the original deck, is because no one could tell at all that it was a one-way back, and I just love the colors on the first one. And this one, I think I love the colors even more. The blue stands out really nicely, and then there's the gold and the yellow, which is basically the same color. So there's not much difference there, but I still think it looks really, really nice. Okay, and then this deck is still sealed because I already opened my other one. You have to play with it a little bit. Okay, so a little bit of Sack Productions 101 style for you. Okay, and then there's nothing on the flaps or the thing that's out of the ordinary. And the first thing you notice when you open up the box is they again made the color Jokers. And let's see if I have it over here. Yeah. The original Joker for the Dragonback, the first Dragonback deck, had just the same colors as the back design, and they did that again with this one. And I think that's a really cool idea, and that's why I like having more than one deck, so I can have two color Jokers, because I think they look really, really nice. So you get one color Joker, one guaranteed Joker. And you flip it over, it still comes with a double backer, which is very nice. And you also get just a standard bicycle ad card. Now, the last Dragonback deck, other than the court cards and the red pips being slightly darker, was a bicycle deck. And this one, for the most part, is exactly the same. You get your standard bicycle ace of spades, your standard pips. Then again, the court cards share the colors of the back design as the Joker do, and I think these look really, really cool. It's very interesting and nice to look at. I really love the color scheme for these. But then they kind of threw me off a little bit with this. But the red cards are blue, and if you think about it, this makes sense because the red cards in the last Bicycle Dragonback deck, or the original one I should say, had a darker red pip because there was dark red dragons on the back, and there's blue dragons on the back of this one. So it actually does make sense to me, unlike the pirate deck, which had random freaking blue pips everywhere, and I hate it. I've also done reviews for those, obviously. And again, on the court cards, the nice color scheme comes out. And I actually really like the blue pips in this. I think it looks really cool and interesting, and it makes sense to me. That's why I like it. But yeah, then this deck, I love the handling on this deck. There's a lot of ink on the back of the cards, so it makes them really, really soft and nice to handle. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably there's a nice fan. Kind of. I don't know. I know people don't like my fan. Oh well. But yeah, this deck handles great. Just like the last deck. But the one thing I do notice, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm right about this, these cards kind of feel like they're on heavier stock than the last deck, because or maybe it's just because they're still new and I haven't really broken them in as much as I've broken my other ones, but they feel like they're on heavier stock than the last Dragonback deck, which is not a real big deal to me, but I feel like on the heavier stock you don't feel the ink to card ratio as much. Because on the last deck you could touch the cards and you could feel how soft they were because of the heavy ink on the back, and it really made the cards really soft and nice, really smooth. But yeah, the stock feels different. I'm not really sure what, but it's not that's not a negative thing. Like, I still have nothing wrong with these cards at all. They're really great. I love them, and yeah, that's about it. If you have any other questions about the deck, that was a fail on a spread. If you have any other questions about the deck, leave it in the comments below. As always, if you have any tips about my deck reviews, because they're just kind of, it's not really what I intended to do with my channel, but it's something that I like to do because I have so many decks, and I like to collect decks and find nice decks and interesting decks that are still nice to perform with. And this is definitely one of them because of the blue pips. It makes it unique. But I'm always open for criticism, so please leave comments, stuff to do better, stuff I do well, all that stuff. And also I should have a trick up for you guys today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.